Hey folks, Jonathan here. Back messing with the drag car. But before I do any kind of a video to show anybody anything, I've just got a few things I'd like to say about this. And it's probably going to piss a few people off, but you know, that's the way it goes. You know, there's not very many projects that I start and do that I regret. And I don't regret doing this one. I regret doing any videos on it. And if you wonder why there hasn't been any videos on it, that's most of the reason. You know, when you build something, you know, you want to be able to do it and enjoy it. But when you've got people hounding you about stuff, and I don't mean part of it, of course, being time-wise of when you're going to get it done, when you're going to do this, when you're going to do that. You know, I didn't set a deadline. Somebody else, you know, people on the internet sets deadlines. And or you know, some of the subscribers or the watchers, I'm not going to say they're subscribers, but so I'm going to take as long as it's going to take. If it takes 50 years, if I die before it's done, it's just the way it is. That's first. Second, if you think I'm doing something wrong and you think I'm going to get myself killed, just wait until I do and then come on there and post "I told you so." I'm not going to argue with anybody anymore over this thing. I'm not going to, you know, I'm doing it my way, and you know, if you don't like it, don't watch it. I mean, that's pretty simple. And you know, there's been too many damn arguments over this car, and I don't need the negativity in my life. I mean, that's the whole point of doing this. I enjoy doing it. And for somebody to tell me that you know, a professional race car driver is not going to get in that car and drive down the track. Well, hell no, I hope he's not. He'd be a fool too. But that's not the point of building it. You know, I've seen people, and I had a friend that took a Triumph TR7 and put a 327 in it. Didn't do anything to it, nothing. And, you know, went and drove the hell out of it. Held up for a long time. I mean, held up until he decided to crash it into a tree, actually, a couple of years later. But, I'm building this for myself. I'm not building this for anybody else. I'm not building this, you know, for the track. I'm building this because it's something I want to do. I wanted to take the lightest body I could find and the biggest motor I, you know, had on hand and just put them together and just play with it. And evidently some people have some trouble understanding that. I've gotten, you know, I'm just so tired of it. I'm tired of, oh, you know, your disc brakes are too heavy, they're going to work like flywheels and you're not going to get stopped. I've heard that my perches I built are going to collapse and twist, which they're twice as thick as most perches. I've just on and on and on and on and on, and you know, I'm just tired of hearing it. So I'm not going to respond to it. If it's got anything to do with cussing or putting anybody down, I'll delete it. And that's where I'm at on this thing. And if you're wondering why I haven't done any videos on it, that's the main reason. It really aggravates me that, you know, this is supposed to be for fun, and then somebody wants to turn it into something that it's not. And as for anybody that says, well, you start a lot of projects and you don't finish them. Well, if you look back at the 25, 30 years I've been doing this, I've finished a hell of a lot of projects. And I mean a lot. And not just for myself, but I used to do this for other people. Just because I'm off a project for a month, a year, 6 months, whatever, don't mean it's not going to get finished. I've jumped back and continued right on and finished plenty of stuff. And back working on that 55 Chevrolet truck, you know, I had stopped on it for a while. And, you know, I've always got my reasons for stopping. And, you know, whether it be, you know, a record where I'm just not quite ready for it, I don't need it right this minute. I mean, it's not that it's not something that's not going to get finished, because it's going to get finished. I don't like my work situations with where I've got to work on it at, pulling everything out every time you work on it, bringing it back in. I bought a set of some 40-foot rafters, or actually trusses, so we're going to be building a 40-foot by 40-foot building real soon. So I've got room to do stuff like that, put it in, leave it in there, and work on it. This car here, in this particular shop, it's usually about 120 degrees in the summer during the day, and outside under that carport I built that Willys is under, it's feels like it's about 80 degrees and the wind's blowing through it. So that's a good reason for not not being in this shop. But you know, I've got fans. I can't run the fans while I videotape, and you know, that's just of course the way it is. So I'll go ahead and continue with this project, and I'm going to continue putting videos on it. But if it comes to the point to where I get disgusted like I got this last time with all the BS that it was posted about this thing, I'll quit. I mean, it's not a big deal to me. I mean, I'll keep doing the car, but I'll just quit doing the videos. And I learned a long time ago, you never stick your eggs in one basket. I don't depend on this as a living. If I did, I'd be in trouble. But you know, YouTube is just something to do, and I always keep my options open to where I can quit something. I'm right at $800 in it. You know, I wanted to do this as a fun project, you know, for a cheap drag car throw together. So anyway, we're going to try to get this thing back on track and do it the way I want to do it. And if you don't like the way I'm doing it, you know, don't watch it. It's not a problem. If I go out there and I nail the gas and this thing snaps in half, you can laugh all you want and tell me you told me so. Not a big deal. Don't care. But the part where I'm fabricating and I'm building and I'm enjoying it is going to come back, and I'm not going to, you know, if it comes to it, I won't read the post if that's what I need to do. But you know, no more arguing over this or that. It's not going to happen. Not with me. You can argue with yourself. But all right, we're going to get at this thing, get to work on it, start building the rear section of this frame. We're going to get this front section done. I'm going to sit it down. I was debating on whether to scale it or not. I was going to scale each wheel, and I've got a buddy that's got a set of scales, or actually an extra set he told me to come get. And I was going to debate on whether to move the engine back or not. I'm not even going to do it. I'm not going to scale it. I'm going to move the engine back. Don't matter to me. I don't care how far the front end comes off the ground. I don't care if it flips over backwards. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move it back as far as I want to, 4 inches, whatever, and I'm going with it because that's just what I want to do. So hope you enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, don't watch it. Okay, this is where we're at as of right now. I got the rear subframe welded together, and now we've got to cut out the floor of the trunk partially to sit down low enough, and then we'll get this tacked in, get everything straight where we want it, and weld it in. Alright, so here's where we're at. I've got this welded in, not all the way, but part of the way. And got everything straight and exactly where we want it, and I think it's going to work out fine. And we're working on how we're going to do the coilovers. Okay, the plan is to cut it off back here after our X member comes in, and then I'm going to gusset it between here and here, and that'll strengthen that up really well. So I won't have any worries about that. And still got a lot of welding to do. Having some issues with my welder. It's getting hot. It's not welding right when it gets hot. Sputtering, popping, it's just acting a fool, so I may have to do something about it before we can get everything finished up. But I'll show you how we're going to try to do the coilovers too. Alright, coilover is going to actually fit in to the inside of the frame and go down. This will be gone, and we're going to try to keep them straight up and down parallel, and that way we won't have any issues with trying to push any side load in or out. So, and then we've also got the panhard bar to mount, which will go, hold on, which will go right in here, and we'll figure it out how we're going to do it and get it in. But I'm going to try to get the ride height for sure before we do that. Alright, I think that's it for what we're going to do today. And I'll show you more in the next one. Alright, bye. Say bye, Noah.
Bye.